listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast by Dr. T. Michael W. Halcomb, Dr. Fredrick J. Long, Dr. Mario Melendez, Dr. Jennifer Noonan, and J. M. Smith. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to GrammarPoint. I'm Fred Long, and we're going to look at common, abstract, and personal nouns, personal names as nouns. And this really, if you remember, we're talking about Greek nouns, but this applies to nouns in general in languages. But you might have remembered the Schoolhouse Rock song, person, that nouns are person, place, or things. And so that's true of Greek nouns. So, So let's look at something from my Koine Greek grammar, or Koine Greek grammar. In chapter 4, I introduced nouns. So after the verb, which is in chapter 3, is the verb, we jump right into nouns in chapter 4. And so here's a list of the vocabulary, some of the vocabulary, and you can see that you have things, probably represented by those things. You got places, right there you have Judea as a place. So you have things, aletheia, basileia, dikaiosune, irene, ecclesia. So aletheia is a truth or reality, basileia, kingdom, reign. You can see a little bit of a pattern here sometimes with these nouns, these abstract nouns, which can be, you can consider them as things, abstract. So you have some patterns, ia, patterns with the alpha iota. You can see that sometimes. Sune is also an ending that indicates an abstraction. So, you have abstract nouns or things. You have places. Iudea, for example, is a place. Iudea, Judea. And then you also have some personal names. So names. Here you have Herodes and Ioannis. And what's interesting about these is they typically follow a first declension ending pattern, but they're masculine in gender. And you have persons over here too as occupations, o mathetes, o prophetes. And once again, these show kind of a weird first declension ending, but it varies a little bit in the genitive, which has u, mathe, tu. So person, place, or thing. Now we can also come over and look at my chapter 5 in Koine Greek grammar, which I'm showing you now, and we see similar kinds of things, although we see a lot more persons. And you do have some abstract kind of ideas. For example, world and logos, maybe law a little bit. You do have some places, but you see a lot of persons. Angelos, adelphos, anthropos, apostolos, didaskalos, deos. So there is a bit of a pattern that feminine nouns tend to be more abstract nouns or things, and also geographical places tend to be feminine, although you do have some geographical places here with masculine nouns, and also you have things as well. Those are some patterns. Also, something interesting about nouns is that in Greek, you do have some borrowed nouns that come in from other languages, and they're not going to have the typical ending. So Abraham is a noun that, and Dawid, and these are not going to have endings either often. So no endings, which is called they're indeclinable. So that's one way that you know you're dealing with a name from another language that's being imported into Greek. Jerusalem is the same way. You can see it up there. So, yeah. Now, Jesus is kind of like a mix, although he kind of does, his name does have some endings. But anyway, it's a little bit irregular. Not that Jesus is irregular, but that his name as it comes in is a little bit irregular. So a lot of Hebrew names come in without endings. They're indeclinable, but then some are or are partially. Well, that's it for this episode of Grammar Point. I hope you found it helpful talking about types of nouns in terms of person, places, or things, including abstract nouns. And hope to have you listen to us next time. Take care.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.